Boom.
Welcome to a solo episode. Just kidding.
Not
um, welcome to episode 7.
7. Yes.
Good neighbor, bad golfer.
Yeah.
So
Two full months done.
we are still here.
Still rocking and rolling.
So, we're here. So upcoming this week, we have the PGA Championship. So coming off of a win at Quail Hollow is Rory.
Return of the Mac.
He certainly looks good.
Yeah, he does.
So
Looks aggressive.
Looks scary.
Yeah, I remember we had that little conversation earlier today about it, and he had a like 3 or 4 stroke lead going into the back 9, and he was ahead of Xander Schauffele, and just Xander was playing safe with a 3-wood, but Rory just walked up there with the big stick. With the big dog and let it fly. And I mean, he just
let the dog eat.
Yeah, he couldn't seem to miss. Did you see that chip out of the bunker that went in?
I did. I was actually going to say, did you see he threw the ball in?
Yeah.
Crowd after that.
Yep. So, pulled the pin on that grenade, just tossed it right on in.
I'm going to have to do that. If I ever do that, I'm throwing the ball into the woods because there's going to be no one there watching.
That's right.
So
that's right. Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And also. I had, I looked at the beginning of the week last week, and I think I even said on here, like, I like Morikawa this week.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out.
No.
But
no, it didn't.
Nope. I still think I kind of like him this week. I know we were going to look at odds for the PGA Championship.
Did you pull those up?
I did not have a chance to do that.
Yep.
So
when you were meeting,
during
your meeting, I pulled up who the top 6 are.
What do we got?
Scotty, 4-1. Scotty's been 4-1 for over a month.
You think Dave Portnoy puts down $1 million again for him?
I think he goes $500,000. I don't think he goes a full $1 million. I think because there's and we'll get to this Preakness also this weekend.
Oh,
so I got a feeling he'll be betting on that too. So I got a feeling he's going to be all in for $1 million this weekend. I think he'll put half his chips in for the PGA Championship and his other half of his chips on the Preakness. Yeah. However, he might
still got the Celtics slot.
Right.
He's got a lot of action right now.
He might double down if he wins at the Preakness on Saturday. If he picks the right horse and it wins, he could very well double down on whatever he has bet for the PGA Championship on Sunday. Or if he bets the PGA Championship early and it's not looking too good, he might make another bet to hedge the losses a little bit. But yeah, Scotty was 4-1. Rory returning to Max 7-1. I guarantee he wasn't 7-1 before this past weekend.
Probably not.
So he had to be in the mid-teens. Brooks Koepka 12-1. John Rahm, Xander Schauffele, and the Swedish guy Ludwig. They're all 16-1.
Okay.
They were tied for the fourth best odds. And we talked about maybe picking a long shot. I got 2 written down. One a little better than the other. I think he's 30-1. I was going to go Max Homa. He's been playing some good golf, and I don't know, just kind of like him this weekend. He did really good at Augusta. He's been mid-teens packed the past couple events. He did okay this past weekend, but I don't know. I feel like he's due for one. And at 30-1, pretty good odds. Put a couple bucks down.
Sprinkle.
You never know.
Sprinkle.
Sprinkle a few bucks on at least a top 10 finish.
Yeah.
So, and he's my long shot. But how do you not bet on Scotty? How do you that's?
Well, they had the baby, right?
Yes, they did. Yep.
So who knows? May not be getting as much sleep.
Come on, man. Multi-millionaire. He ain't getting up with that kid. Get the hell out of it. Well, no. He has a family, man. Okay, I don't know.
You never know.
Maybe he got something there. I don't know. Here's what I'll do Wednesday, because they usually put up the practice rounds and stuff. If I see some dark circles, because I'm very familiar with those from being recently a new dad myself, I see some dark circles. I'm pulling money on Scotty and putting it somewhere else.
I'm throwing my money on Brooks. I like Brooks.
You like Brooks? Okay, all right, 12-1. That's not bad.
Like we talked about last week, he's coming in hot off of the Live Tour.
Yeah,
yes,
he is.
And there was a stat that if he wins the last Live Tour event, he wins the PGA event.
He wins the PGA.
So
okay.
He's the defending champion of this event.
He is.
So
Yep.
I
Which
like
is why, like I said, he had easily had to be the favorite runner up to Scotty until McIlroy played the way he played this past weekend.
Yeah.
So
and Brooks shows up for majors.
Yes, he does. Absolutely.
So,
nowhere else but for majors he does.
He shows up on the Live Tour too.
Well, I'd show up if I got paid $30 million just to play golf too.
But
or $100 million. I don't know. His was stupid too.
Yeah, it was
his
crazy.
Was a stupid contract.
So good for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. But
life-changing money.
Homa. I was between Homa and I was going to pull Morikawa. I had written down Morikawa's 22-1.
Okay.
Not bad. Maybe sprinkle. It's probably a little less odds if you wanted to do a top 10 finish.
I'll ride Morikawa as my long shot.
Okay.
If you,
right. Well,
you
then
consider that a long shot.
Then Homa's my long shot, and I'm going Xander.
Okay.
I'm going Xander then for my top 5 pick.
There you go.
Because that guy's been neck and neck every damn week almost with Scotty Scheffler, and that's just like at the Players. He couldn't quite make it. He came in 3rd at the Players. This past weekend he came in 2nd behind Rory. And I feel like he is due. I feel like Xander. I feel like he's due.
You know what kind of bets I like to make on these kind of events is normally, and you got to get it before it starts, but the hole-in-one bets for the whole round.
Yeah. Will there be a hole-in-one?
Someone is gonna hit it.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm gonna look for that this week. It's normally plus money.
Oh yeah,
and
you might even get a boost. Because
I
don't think there was one this past weekend.
So that's what I'm going to look for.
Yeah,
later in the week,
cool little
before it starts Thursday.
Prop bet, I guess you consider it a prop bet, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be a cool little prop bet to do.
So I'm going to look for that. I think that's one that I've had luck with in the past.
Sure.
So
once again, $10-$15.
Yeah, nothing crazy
money every single time. Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, so we got our top 5 that we think have a shot at winning.
Yeah.
Or at least finishing in the top 5.
Yep.
And then we have our long shots.
Long shots. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyone else that you?
I mean, no.
No. Okay.
Honestly, no. I don't.
I think it's Scotty's to
lose.
I think the top 3 or top 4 in this one. Scotty, Rory coming off of that win is hot.
Yep.
Brooks.
Yep.
Tiger's playing this week.
Tiger is playing this week. Okay. Does he make the cut or no?
I'll take him making the cut.
I'm taking no.
You're taking no?
Yep. I'm taking no.
He made the cut at Augusta, but he's magical there. So
different playing field.
I don't know. I have a feeling.
You're going yes. I'm going no.
Got a feeling. Yeah. So
okay.
I want to see that Sunday red on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you always want to see it, but
I mean,
my heart, I'd say yes, but my mind, I'm going no. Unfortunately,
so,
like I said, he looked like me at the end of a buffet at the end of Augusta last time. I was like, good Lord, homeboy, you are sweating. Why are you sweating that bad?
I think he's got to keep the body loose the whole time, and he's got to stay warm.
You got to run that hot though. Like, I
know.
He looked like he ate a bean and beef burrito and was sitting in a construction worker's porta potty. Like, that's how bad he was sweating.
That's brutal. That takes me back to some of those summers. Man, we always used to work in the security because there were always porta potties if it was a festival show.
Yeah.
Out in the fields.
Yep.
So if you had to do your business in there, man,
middle of summer,
you're gonna lose like 5 pounds while you're in there.
You're gonna lose 5 pounds for anything coming
Not
out.
just So it was brutal.
Yeah.
But
you gotta go. You
gotta go.
Yeah.
So
you gotta go.
Which speaking of festivals and working that kind of stuff, we have Preakness coming this weekend.
Yeah.
And I worked a concert there. I remember, I think it was Lil Wayne was a headliner.
Okay.
And Kanye West.
Wow.
So back in the day.
Yeah.
So
back in the come up.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But Mystic Dan is running.
Yes, he is.
So
he is second as far as odds go.
Okay.
I also pulled those odds up.
Well, there we go. Let's.
So,
what
apparently
do we have?
there's already been a scratch because the most recent report that I saw, there's only 9 horses running.
Okay.
There's only, I believe, 2 from the Kentucky Derby, which is what was it? Real Steel and Mystic Dan.
Okay.
Were the only 2 that were coming from the Kentucky Derby.
I feel like if you're Mystic Dan you win the Kentucky Derby, you almost have to go.
You have to, because you got to go for the Triple Crown. Yeah, absolutely. But that's why you see so many horses drop out.
Yeah.
From Kentucky
because they don't have a shot.
They have absolutely no shot at a Triple Crown, and it's like, it's I don't know. It is what it is. But I've seen. I mean, like I said, the conversation that we had last time. I've been watching horse racing since I was forever, and I've seen a bunch of times horses that win the Kentucky Derby don't make the Preakness because for injury issues or whatever have you. And I'm like, but like to me, like if you win one of those 3 prestigious races, any of the 3 of the Triple Crown, you're automatically increasing the value of your horse, no matter what,
stud fees
to stud them out,
yep.
right? So, and most of the time in most of these horses' careers, this is what their entire lives have been built up and trained to do, is for these 3 races once they hit that age. And then after that, the idea is to stud them out because they're going to make more money doing that than they will continuing to race.
That's right. Yep.
So to me, it's like, how bad of an injury are you risking when all the horse is just going to do is just...
We trying to get PETA to come after us?
I'm just saying, like, I mean, if it can't race no more, but it can still live. I mean, I don't know. And all it's going to do is hop on top every couple of weeks. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd love to get an expert opinion on people who raise horses and everything.
Yeah.
So I live next to a horse farm. I guess I could ask that lady.
All I know is horses are expensive.
Oh, especially those.
Very
and not
expensive.
Easy to maintain either.
Dude, horses are scary too. Like,
dude, that's a large animal.
They're just muscle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So.
Yep.
And they have minds of their own. Like, they're
whatever they want to.
Yeah. So
that's like when you any sort of when you tell me, oh, it's a trained animal. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, and we're humans, yet we still murder each other. You know what I mean? And we're supposed to have a conscience between our ears.
This got dark quick.
Sorry. Sorry. Back to the race.
Yeah, so
my bad.
What are the odds? What do they look like for Mystic Dan?
Mystic Dan's 3-1. All
right. 3-1. If that's enough juice.
The favorite is right now is Muth. I'm gonna say it's pronounced. He's 11-10. So barely, you winning nothing there. The long shot is a horse called Mugatu, which I'm assuming
sounds Japanese.
Which I'm gonna say yes. I mean there were 4 Japanese horses.
You think they're from Japan or Korea?
Don't start. They're from Northern
or
Japan.
North
they're
Korea.
From North Japan. That's where they're from, you asshole. Yeah. Sorry, Mama G, if you're watching this when I cussed again. Anyway, he made me do it. They're from North Japan. No. But it was funny because that was one of the big build-ups to the Kentucky Derby is how Japanese horses never won the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
And there were the most horses this past year in the Derby from Japan, that were raised and bred in Japan. Yet they still didn't get the win. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just basing that off of name. I'm going that it's a Japanese horse. Of course, I should have done a little more background, but it is what it is. But I thought that was a cool little story that they had. That they, Japan, because Japanese horse racing in Japan it's 3 times what it is here. It's like NBA, NFL over here. Horse racing is huge over there. So, and of course, the only reason I know this is because I know a lot of real degenerate gamblers who, when they work a night shift and they want to bet horse racing, they bet on Japanese horse racing. Yes. Because, of course, they're on the opposite side of the world. So when it's 12 p.m. at night here, it's middle of the day there. Mm-hmm. They have races going off. So if you're working night shift,
hey,
yeah, and you want to put a bet on Roboto, in the 5th, you go for it.
There you go. I might sprinkle a little on Mystic Dan just because I had some luck in the Kentucky Derby.
Sure, especially at 3-1. Yep.
So
3-1.
Yeah.
10 to win, 10 to place, 10 to show.
Yeah. I might we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else on Preakness?
Not really. I didn't see any big names as headliners. They usually have some pretty good headliners. I didn't see any big names this year, unless I missed that article.
I think I'm past the age of looking at that stuff.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I
But
think the last one that I went to, I think Green Day was the headliner.
oh man,
So, but it wasn't that long ago. Surprisingly, it was maybe 10 years ago.
gotcha.
So yeah, it wasn't too long ago. And that was when it was pouring down raining. It was a mud.
I
pit
feel
out
like
there.
every year I was looking at going or thought about going,
Mhm.
it was
pouring down rain
like that. Yeah.
Mhm. And it's supposed to rain this Saturday
So
around here. I mean, it's supposed to rain every day except for I think Friday this week around and today. Today's the most beautiful day of the week, and of course we got nothing outside planned. We're here entertaining you folks.
hey, I have t-ball practice later.
Hey, you get
So-
to have a nice practice and not in the mud.
There we
There
go.
you go.
So our games get rained out on Saturday and stuff, but oh well. What are you gonna do?
Hopefully you make them up.
So the other thing, anything else on Preakness?
No,
Okay.
that was it. That's all I had. Like I said, might put $10 on a long shot, but I think you got to roll. You got to roll with Mystic Dan. One, you're rolling with him because you won on him last week. I would roll with him just because I'd love to see another horse get a shot at the Triple Crown
Absolutely.
because it's been a while.
Yep.
So
And isn't Belmont at a different venue or something this year?
it's not at the New York.
Somewhere else in New York, maybe?
I'm not sure. No,
I think I heard something about that, but
we'll
we'll
catch
talk about
catch
that
you up when we
after,
get to
yeah.
that week. Yes. Yep.
So-
yep. It'll be a couple weeks from now. We'll dig more into that.
yeah.
So be interesting.
One other thing I saw over the weekend, UFC, Derek Lewis. Did you see his celebration after he won?
I did not. No.
So he's the guy that after
yeah.
he won, he said his balls
Balls
are hot.
sweaty.
So this time, what he did, he fought some Brazilian guy,
Mhm.
and he said I couldn't let some Brazilian taxi driver beat me.
Good Lord!
But after he knocked him out, he took his cup out and threw it to a reporter.
oh Lord!
And he took his shorts off, and he just had like his compression shorts on,
Okay.
and then mooned the crowd. It's like never change.
No,
That guy will always be entertaining.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
he's one of probably the few guys that probably walks around at almost 300 pounds
Mm-hmm.
and cuts to 265 to make weight.
Good Lord! Can you imagine what that does to the body? How about to the mind? What it does to his mind?
Yeah.
Like that's absolute. Like you're talking. That's 35 pounds plus 35 plus. Because who knows if he's exactly 300.
Yeah.
That and I get what I mean. The bigger you are, you can hold a little more water weight than most people, but still, 35 pounds. That's
Now I'm sure he does it
so
over
much.
time and not all at once.
I would
but-
say, yeah, I would say he at least has to take 30 plus days to do that.
Yeah. So he won. He's always been one of my
Good
favorite
entertainment.
UFC fighters.
Sure.
Always entertaining.
Sure.
So that I thought was really funny.
That's hilarious.
Let's see. What else do we have? NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You want to pick who he thinks going to be in the finals?
So my Eastern Conference pick
Mm-hmm.
is Boston, New York. So Boston's up 2-1. The Knicks are tied 2-2 with the Pacers. I think the Knicks are going to pull it off. I think Boston overall has the best roster in the entire NBA, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Boston comes out on top of the Knicks, and I think the Knicks use the offseason to bring in a little bit more talent, maybe another superstar. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
To go alongside Jalen Brunson. But I think the Knicks are running out of steam, hence why they're 2-2 right now with the Pacers.
Yeah.
So could even see a Pacers upset, but I don't think either one of those teams beat Boston. And then for the West, I think Minnesota, even though they're tied right now with Denver, I think Minnesota upsets Denver, and they go on to play Dallas. But I think Dallas has a little more experience right now than Minnesota, especially playoff. I think Minnesota's got the better roster, but I think Dallas, if Kyrie turns it on, he's still one of the most dangerous players in the NBA. I think Luka is top 3 in the NBA right now. So my finals pick is Boston, Dallas, with Boston taking it.
Okay.
So I think Boston finally gets over the hump and gets the win that they need to win.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like you, I have Boston getting to the finals
from the East. Yep.
So I think I love what the Knicks have done this year, and I
Mhm.
think seeing Madison Square Garden
Jumping again.
is
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
It's good for the NBA. It's good for
Yeah.
the sport.
Absolutely, and I like Jalen Brunson. They're an unconventional, like they're not your let's not play defense. Not
Right.
that we want to
No.
harp on no defense in NBA, but
Right.
you know,
Let's not beat that dead horse.
yeah.
Shout out to
So,
Preakness.
um,
We're back to
Anyway.
if my leg hurts, I can still get on top. Anyway.
the Knicks, yeah, I like what they've done.
Yeah. Josh
no,
Hart. How about
no
Josh?
big superstar.
No, how about Josh Hart? He's been the story of the year. I mean,
Almost 48 minutes a game.
averaging.
Like,
Yes, yeah. I mean,
getting a million rebounds.
Yep. Besides Brunson, who you can't turn away from as the top story, but your second story's got to be the effort that you're getting out of Josh Hart. You don't get that effort in the NBA anymore.
Exactly.
You just
Well,
don't.
both Villanova guys.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Easy Tiger.
I know, right? So Villanova guys, I like that. But I think Boston
Shout
just
out
too
Jay
much.
Bird.
And then in the West, I think it's interesting to see what the Timberwolves have done. I don't think they pull it out against the Nuggets.
Oh,
it's tied at 2 right now, right?
Yes, 2-2. Yep.
So,
yep.
I
Minnesota took a 2-0 lead, and Denver's won the last 2 now.
I think Denver has the momentum now. They've been there before.
Yep.
I think they get it done.
Jokic wins his 3rd MVP.
I think the winner of that series wins the finals.
Wow. Okay, so it's either going to be Minnesota or Denver. Wow. Okay.
So as I love what Anthony Edwards has done, he is very entertaining.
He's slowly becoming the superstar in the NBA.
I don't love Gobert or Carl Anthony Towns. Don't love them.
Nope.
I think they're kind of soft, but I think with those 2 bigs, they're able to match up with Denver very well.
I think that's how they took that 2-0 lead.
Yeah,
easily. So yeah,
but I think Denver pulls it out.
Okay.
Denver beats the Celtics in the finals.
Okay.
6 games.
Okay. All right. So it goes a little deep. All right.
So
all right.
I'll that's my prediction.
Okay. We'll know by next week at least who the Eastern and Western Conference final games are.
Yep.
So we'll know if our finals picks are actually in it or not.
There we go.
So
next we had let's see.
Yeah, a little racing over the weekend, didn't you?
We did. Another great finish. NASCAR, they were at Darlington.
So I wrote that down. Yep.
So we had that. So Lady in Black on Mother's Day. That's what the nickname of the track is. So,
Okay.
We had that, and Brad Keselowski wins. Hasn't won in a long time. 2 guys wrecked. In front of him. Ooh. He ended up pulling it out. So it was entertaining. So I'm not gonna say I watched the whole thing, but I watched a good bit of the last
final
portion
laps.
of it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So probably about the last 50 laps. But
gotcha.
That was good. And then we have the NFL schedule is just released.
Yeah. Oh.
Wednesday. Or not? They have the opening, KC in Baltimore opening was announced. Yes. Yeah. The schedule's released this week, right?
Wednesday. 15th.
Wednesday.
Yep.
I can't believe they make an event out of that. The NFL owns the calendar.
Is there a way to make money from it? All right, let's do it.
Look at what they've done with the draft.
Yeah. Yes.
It completely takes over everything.
Yes. 100%.
Don't care if there's NBA on or
nope.
Baseball.
Nope. If you are playing another sport, you better figure out a way around their schedule because they're going to pick whatever day they want and they're going to win.
This is a big predicament right now is for NASCAR, the Daytona 500 is normally that week after the Super Bowl. That's on a Sunday. So what do you do if the NFL moves the Super Bowl back a week?
And they could if they had
do you need to move the Daytona 500? And it's also, they're both Fox Productions. So I would assume a lot of the people they use for the Super Bowl are some of the same people they use for
sure.
you know,
Crew and everything.
the crew,
Absolutely.
not the talent.
Yeah,
but,
no, I get like you said, 1 week after the other. I almost guarantee that more than half of the production crew for the Super Bowl packs up. They don't even get to go home. They go to the Daytona 500.
Yep, one Super Bowl to NASCAR Super Bowl. That's their Super Bowl. That's the biggest race of the year.
NASCAR moves.
So,
Sorry.
yeah, probably.
It
Yeah,
does,
absolutely. I'm not debating that.
Yeah,
but
no, they absolutely move. And now,
let's talk if they do that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like you heard. I don't know if you saw the Goodell interviews and stuff like that, but they've been really contemplating an 18-game season with 2 bye weeks in the middle. So Goodell came out and apparently just said he hates a preseason. He hates the fact that
I saw the Pat McAfee thing. I think that's where he was saying that. Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in a preseason, which I believe in a preseason for.
I think you got to get the young guys going.
Your 0 to 2 year guys.
Last 10 guys on the roster. That's how you're figuring it out.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. You got to see something live against another opponent. I don't think you can, as good as these guys are, you can't make that decision based off of spring training practices.
Football is not one of those sports where you can go out and just not have a lot of practice.
Oh yeah,
and
not at all.
Expect the team to gel. Together.
Correct.
It takes time.
Correct.
It takes
reps.
Yeah.
And to get your body in shape. I mean, look at a lot of the veterans, right? I mean, when I say veterans, I mean over 30 years old, right? Look at a lot of those guys. How often do you see them coming out of the gates and just setting it on fire?
Yeah.
They don't. They take week 2, week 3 sometimes before you actually see them get going. And then what about guys in new systems? You know what I mean?
These things are not easy to learn.
So think about new systems. Who do you think has one of the toughest offensive systems in the NFL? I would say Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Imagine being a wide receiver, either A, getting drafted like they just did, kid out of Texas. You got Hollywood Brown coming from Arizona, who's been through 2 different offensive coordinators since we traded it. Since the Ravens traded him there.
Yeah.
Now he's going to Andy Reid's offense. Now I get a lot of these guys do get some reps in over the summertime and late spring. That's cool. But once again, there's no comparison to that live game action. I mean, go back to high school and college. There were practice heroes on the field Monday through Thursday, but when it came time for the game on Fridays or Saturdays, they were the invisible man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they saw the field week 1, maybe week 2, because they killed it in spring training or training camp, and then had a just practice hero, and then all of a sudden, invisible man out there on the field.
Yep.
Come game time, and it's and then you got guys who coaches looking to cut, and then all of a sudden, come game time, they flip a switch.
Yeah.
So, and that's once again, that's why I would advocate for you got to have at least 2 games, got to have at least 2 preseason games, and you got enough guys on the roster where you can sit your superstars. I mean, like Lamar hasn't played a preseason game in 2 years. Look how he's terribly started each season, coming out throwing multiple interceptions and everything, like just offense just looking sloppy.
I feel like that offense too. I feel like when you have a running quarterback, it's much harder to practice that.
Oh,
because they can't get tackled.
Correct.
Obviously, the looks that you're getting. If you're doing RPO stuff, you can't have the live guy coming at the quarterback
full speed.
No.
It's
so
you imagine how quickly that kid's bags would be packed if you came at Lamar Jackson full speed in practice one time.
So
like he would probably get up and dap you up, but Eric DeCosta be coming down and grabbing you and be like, "Come on, let's go, pack your shit."
Yep. All right, son.
Appreciate you coming out, but I got a contract. Not anymore.
So it's.
Action's detrimental to the team. You're gone.
There you go. I think what they could do with if they do cut it down to 2 games or 2 preseason games, and then they have 2 bye weeks,
in the season.
I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate that, but I think they could also expand the roster to go from 53 to 55 or 57, something to add a couple linemen or
I think that you almost have to do that just because if you're gonna put more longevity on the regular season. But then then do you create a new record book?
Well,
There's already one extra regular season game now.
yeah.
Now you're going to add a second one.
I don't know. The gray area.
Okay, let me.
It would make sense.
Let me give you this scenario.
I think the game has changed so much anyway. These guys are playing 17 games. They're throwing for more yards or 16 games. They're throwing for more yards than the guys that were playing 10 years ago anyway.
Yeah, because it has become an offensive flag football league.
But I think we're coming back to, hey, let's get some big bodies out there. Let's pound it down your throat because these defenses,
of the coaches that you have,
and these defenses are now like you got D tackles that are 290, not 330 or 340 out there, and the defenses aren't built to stop the run like they used to.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look at the NBA. The NBA got rid of the big man was obsolete for a while until Joker came back around.
Back. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't see Jokic out there just banging threes the whole time. No, he's down low, banging around, getting rebounds, layups, all that kind of stuff, and it's the years of the Shaquille O'Neals are over. Oh, he is. He absolutely is. Yeah, and the fact that they all say how much he just hates basketball. He's one.
He just wants to go.
He's one.
Talk about a guy that loves horse
racing. Yes, we keep coming back to horse racing. Yes, I love it. That's hilarious.
But yeah, I think that would be interesting if they expanded the roster.
Yes,
and that makes all right. We hear you on the injury side.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're some of those practice squad guys. They're picking them up.
Yep. Your main starters get a few less reps during the game, which.
Yeah,
you're going to have some competitors out there who are going to be a little pissed about it, but I would say majority 6 or 7 out of 10 guys who are your high priced talent, they're going to be like, that's fine.
I think they got to pay them a little bit more too.
Whatever.
If they're going to 18 games, like just 10% or not 10%, but go up by a percentage.
So you're saying they're gonna be doing less plays, but because they're doing another game, they should get paid more.
Mm-hmm. And
they should get a bigger
minimum.
They should get a bigger portion, essentially. So
yeah.
So the collective bargaining agreement. I know that's NBA, but the NFL has something very similar.
I think it is a CBA.
It might be. It might be the same thing. But yeah, I would assume that would have to be negotiated a little bit. That the teams and the player salaries get a portion of the additional income that you're pulling in. That the NFL is pulling in from that.
Yeah, and I think you got to raise the league minimum from whatever it is, a little bit higher by whatever that percentage is for adding an 18th game. So I think you do that to.
So here's a thought, because obviously that would be a little bit more of a scheduling nightmare. Now that you have 2 bye weeks, every team gets 2 bye weeks, right?
But with all these international games, I feel like you have to.
Okay, so that's what I was getting to. Hang tight. That's what I was getting to. So we had a game last year in Germany, right? There's been a ton in England. You've had a couple in Mexico City when the cartels allowed you to. So you laugh, but it's true. We got permission from the Mexican government. You mean the cartel? We know.
Yep.
Anyway,
same thing, right?
But they want to have a game in Japan. Like that's been thrown out there.
I heard. Are they having one in Brazil this year?
I believe Brazil was the one that they're pulling for this year. Yeah. So I mean, they're trying now. The NBA is more international, I believe, than the NFL. But the NFL is actually taking games to these cities. Where the NBA, I mean, besides the Olympics when they do that, these guys really don't play overseas or anything. They only play in the States. So I think the NFL is making the push because they know that is an even bigger market that they can attract. And, of course, everything's about money.
And to grow the game globally.
That too. So. Oh, yeah, because you don't see – in the – back to that. In the NBA, there is a large variety of around-the-world players. You don't get that too much.
I think
in
it's
the
easier.
NFL.
There's only 5 of them. And it's not as physical. 5
it's
players
not as
on
physical.
the court. Yeah.
No. Okay. It's not as physical, yes. And it's I would say it's not because it's 5 players, because I feel like because of the NFL there's 52 to a roster, you have more of an opportunity, which should mean more players almost. But I think it's because basketball is simply an easier game to be able to. Oh yeah, is an easier. Yeah, we're going back to the 30 guys from the NBA getting in the NFL. I just think it's an easier game. Soccer. Soccer's the easiest game. Essentially the easiest
Don't let Ricky
game
hear you say that.
to put. No, let me. What do you need? What do you need to play soccer? A ball.
Cleats.
No, you don't. For
Shin
what?
guards.
Half the people around the world ain't got shoes. They're playing barefoot. You don't see all them like when they do the videos of the of the homeless people, the poor kids, the third world countries. What are they playing? Soccer. They have that's not even a soccer ball half the time. They're kicking around a rock.
Well, it's like if you look at how we're in a rabbit hole right now.
That's fine. Let's stay here.
If you look at baseball, look at like the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally hitting the ball with a stick.
Broomsticks. They use Vladimir Guerrero. He came out and said, he goes, I used to practice. He goes, my father would flick bottle caps and I would hit them with a broomstick. That's how he was able to get his hand-eye coordination as good as it.
Starts out with my kids.
He had the goofiest swing in the world. I mean, it was one of the longest. So when you're so think about it, right? Like, oh, he's got such a long swing. He's never going to be able to catch up to a fastball. When he's a kid, he's swinging a broomstick that's longer than he is. So of course he thinks he needs to bring it all the way around in order to get momentum going. Mm-hmm. And then when you go from a bottle cap that's this big to a baseball that's this big.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That probably looked like a beach ball coming to him when he actually started playing the game. So, yeah. And I mean, but what a hell of a coaching technique, right? When your kid gets a little older and the hand-eye coordination starts getting a little better. So I remember when I was a kid, me and my uncle, and we got a lot of trouble for it. We were down my grandparents' beach house one time, and we couldn't find a wiffle ball. I had a wiffle ball bat, but we couldn't find any wiffle balls. He goes, that's okay. He goes, we'll play top ball. What the hell are you talking about, top ball? So he went in my grandparents' house, grabbed all of the circle Ziploc container lids, and essentially he would throw them and we would hit them. We destroyed every one. My grandmother lost her shit when she got home and saw all the Ziploc lids just busted up all over. And my uncle was like, what? They only cost like 99 cents. Why are you so mad? She goes, I don't have any lids. None. He goes, you got some square ones. He goes, we didn't get to those yet.
Oh, my God.
Yes. So, but like doing that as a kid, and now I'm thinking about it, like I'm trying to hit something that's this thin with a wiffle ball bat that's only this thin.
Yeah.
And now when I go to the baseball field, once again, hitting a ball this thick with a bat barrel that's getting bigger and bigger each year you play.
Yeah.
Right? So, kind of like the game of golf when you look at them old wooden sticks. You know what I mean? How small the face was.
True.
And now, you know what I mean? It's like the size of a monitor, a desktop monitor.
Crazy.
So, sorry about that.
We went from NFL schedule to that.
I'd say.
But, hey.
That's what happens on this show.
Yes, 100%. You never know what you're going to get.
That's right.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
That's right.
Baba
said these are my magic shoes.
Baba
said they take me anywhere.
Jenny and I, we were like peas and carrots.
Yeah. Can't sit here.
Oh, man.
I gotta find Bubba.
I was going to say something, but I forgot on that tangent.
It
was baseball related.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm going to the Orioles game on Sunday.
There you go.
That'd be a good time.
There you go. So I'm just seeing it's just supposed to be cloudy on Sunday, so hopefully the weather holds up for you.
Yeah, it'd be nice. So looking
Orioles
forward
are
to
hot.
That. They are hot.
Hottest team. So, I would say probably the hottest team in Major League Baseball right now.
They lost yesterday, but I think they won two out of three.
They won the series.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
they had already had the series locked up, and yesterday there was actually a rain delay.
Yeah.
So that's Suarez came in and he finished the game out. I don't think he let up a run.
Yeah.
So he pitched. I think he pitched like the last 3.5 innings just to get through the end of the game. I mean, he's been. Every time I look at MLB and their posts, he's been a top 5 free agent signing of the year so far.
Crazy.
So guys coming off of multiple surgeries, hasn't pitched in I think in over 2 years. He's shutting everybody down. He's got some nasty sliding stuff and change ups and stuff. So yeah, should be a good game. Going with the family?
Me and my wife.
Oh,
So kids are
little
staying
date
at home.
day.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
good. It's good
should
for
be
you
fun.
guys to get out.
It should
Good
be
for you guys to
fun.
get out.
So
Slip in a casino for an hour. You never know.
maybe
What could happen.
Maybe
Never
start
know.
the day at Pickles probably.
Oh,
And then
can't go
go
wrong
from
there.
there. So
Very nice.
looking forward to that. Watch any hockey?
No, not really. It's like I said, hockey and NASCAR. That's got to be your alley because I won't have much to contribute there.
The only thing whiter than hockey and NASCAR is lacrosse.
That's not even white. That's like clear.
So lacrosse, I will say this: the one time of year to watch lacrosse is during the NCAA tournament.
Okay,
that's just started this weekend.
Okay.
Maryland won.
I've always, I
saw that. Maryland's always good at lacrosse.
Known for lacrosse. Maryland and Duke, I've always heard have just been and Johns Hopkins sometimes.
Hopkins won.
Yeah,
I think. But yeah, that's the only time of year I like to watch it, and it's always Memorial Day weekend. I think is the championship.
Okay.
So I always remember like going to graduation parties and stuff like in high school,
seeing them,
and that was always on.
Yeah,
but
which is funny because I went to probably the top, or not probably the top D3 lacrosse school in Maryland in Salisbury.
Yeah.
So they had won the NCAA D3 like 8 years in a row.
Not too shabby.
No, not too bad at all. So it's pretty. You know you're good when you're a D3 team and you get, because those guys they got invited by Duke to come down and do exhibitions with Duke. They get invites to go to Maryland all the time and do exhibitions with like the D1 guys.
Yeah,
and they compete.
Oh, I bet
they compete all the time. Yeah, so it's like, I guess I don't know. I guess maybe they just weren't good enough to get recognized by those schools. Maybe they're grades.
Yeah, I don't know about that part, but I think a lot of, or I think Salisbury, D3 wise lacrosse could compete with a lot of the D1.
Oh, I think so too. Well, it became like because I was there from 2008 to 2012, it slowly started becoming a portal for the D1 schools.
Yeah.
Like you would, like the thing was you would go play your freshman year and sophomore year.
It's like JUCO for
exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you go play your freshman sophomore year at Salisbury, and then you would get transferred, and then you would transfer to Maryland, Hopkins, Duke, just one of the D1 schools after going 2 years at Salisbury.
Yeah.
So, but when you were there at Salisbury, most likely you won at least one national championship.
There you
go.
Even
if you were only there for your freshman sophomore year.
Not a bad way to do it.
Hell no, absolutely not. And you save money. Lord knows you're saving money.
Yeah, I think Frostburg's good at lacrosse too, but they're Division II. I don't think there's many D2 lacrosse programs. Maybe
no. I feel like D3 has the market on that outside of D1, of course.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was that. And
hey, the mics are plugged in, aren't they, this week?
Yes, we did plug the mics in this week. Last week the audio was a little shoddy.
So was the camera work, and that was my fault. So we each 50-50.
The mics were me
last week.
I thought I plugged it, or I didn't plug it in, but we did a mic check before, and it sounded like, I thought mine sounded all right, but that's because I was right by the phone.
Yes.
And yours, I'm like, oh, it sounds a little different, but
plug it in.
Like, it's got to be all right. So still learning.
Yeah. And it's funny. So we're sitting there listening to the playback, like, because we always check the first 60 seconds.
Why is the air conditioner?
Yes,
so
and I'm
loud?
like, and you were like, why does it sound like we're right next to the air conditioner? And then you were like, shit, I forgot to plug in the microphone connector.
That's on me.
And then he posts the video, and I'm like, and I'm watching it on my TV, and I'm like, why the hell's the video quality so shitty? It looks like we shot it on my iPhone 12. And he goes, you zoomed in, didn't you? I'm like, shit. Like, yeah. He goes, yeah, that kind of messes with the quality a little bit.
That's all right.
I'm like, my bad.
So, for the one person that watched it.
Yeah, right. No. It had,
but I think we've
had like 15 views or something.
Yeah.
Like that. So, it's up there.
So, heard you went to Hershey Park over the weekend.
I did. I took a nice drive up to Hershey Park.
Wait, I heard Morgan Wallen was there over the weekend. Did you go to the Morgan Wallen concert?
No, he was.
That was Thursday.
He was there Thursday. Yeah, okay. Yeah. They still had the stadium like all set up. Like they hadn't tore everything down, which makes me think that they got another probably pretty big show coming.
Nice.
I haven't been to Hershey Park since I was probably 10 or 11 years old.
We did go for one event, right?
We did. What do you mean?
Never mind. That was somewhere different, I think. I thought didn't we go for a company event there one time? Okay, never mind.
It's getting old.
Yeah. CTE.
So we
continue.
Get up, got me on that one. So we got up there at a decent time. We stopped at Cracker Barrel on the way up. That's easy breakfast spot on the way up there. Got there at about 11:30. Park opens at 11, and we went right in. It wasn't too crowded or anything. The weather was spotty all week about what it was going to be, but it ended up just being cloudy and a little chilly. And then the sun poked out for about an hour or so. And then it went back away and it got chilly again. And then it did rain like as we were leaving. But I realized like what roller coasters I can get on and what roller coaster. I am a roller coaster guy, but apparently my body said, no, you're only some roller coaster guy.
I'm a zero roller. I don't like going upside down.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, no.
I got tormented. So we were in Ocean City one time when I was maybe like 12 or 13.
The tidal
and
wave.
You know that roller coaster that goes up and then it goes right back.
Mm-hmm.
Then it does it backwards.
Tidal wave. Yep.
Dude, I felt like I was going to fall out of it the whole time. And I wanted to cry. Yeah. I'm like, I never want to do anything like this again.
It'll get to you.
That ruined roller coasters for me.
It will. It will at a young age especially. So, but what they have done is they've, like a lot of these, but now Disney's been doing it since I can remember, like Disney, Universal, all them, where they will put a seat of which you're going to sit in at the front of the line so you can test if you're a larger person like we are to make sure that you fit in it. That way you're not sitting in line for over an hour. Then you get up there and you're like, oh, I just wasted an hour and I can't even fit in the seat. And I guess I got to walk back around where everyone else rides it. So I spent the first 5 minutes of every ride getting in that check seat to see if I fit.
There's no check there at Hershey Park?
No, there are now.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They I don't remember them having that when I was there last time. Yeah, so they're trying to include, and I'm like, okay. So I was able to ride, I think, 4 or 5 of the 11 roller coasters. Okay. Now, of course, the real older ones, the ones that are just kind of like a bench seat, I was just simply too wide. Like literally my hip bone was like it would be like me sitting halfway onto this. Like gotcha. It was made for people who were, everyone was skinny smaller. Back in the 60s and 70s. So I wasn't able to get on some of those, so I felt kind of bad because Kate, she's a roller coaster tycoon. She loves them.
What a great game, by the way.
But amazing. We can have a whole other discussion on that game alone.
The old school computer games. Mm-hmm. Not to get off on a.
Oh no!
What was unbeatable. It? The baseball one, backyard baseball.
Backyard baseball, yeah.
And backyard football.
Yeah, Pablo's best player in baseball.
Yes,
best player.
So much fun.
But anyway, so back to the roller coasters really quick. So you would get in the seat. If it was a pull over, so the ones that came over top of your head, and then you had to buckle the strap underneath. My chest. I couldn't get it past my chest. Like I had one of our friends that was there. He was like helping me push it down while Kate was trying to see if the buckle would reach, and just some of them didn't reach. So we go to the last one before we get ready to leave, and it's called the Great Bear, and it's been around there for a while. So I'm thinking, I probably won't be able to make it. So we go up to the line. We're sitting there. I put it over my shoulder, and I'm like. Sorry, I'm like, it's just not reaching. I was like, you guys go ahead and go. I said, I'll meet you at the exit. So there's a lady working that roller coaster specifically. She goes, sir, you'll be okay. You can go. I'm like, ma'am, I was a good 6 inches away, like the belt buckle. She goes, no. She goes, sit in rows 1, 3, 5, or 7 in the far seat. She goes, they are made for bigger people.
Hey, there you go.
I'm like, are all of them that way? She goes, no. She goes, it's only because this was the ride where your feet dangle. You're only being held here. Your feet are doing this the whole time. So that's why I really wanted to ride it, because it's like one of their best ones. And I was so disappointed. I could just see the look in Kate's eyes. I'm like, I feel like a piece of fat shit right now.
I'm gonna go on the treadmill when I get home.
Dude, I'm there like I'm gonna get my bones shaved down and everything just to be skinnier. So, and she's like, no. She goes, you be okay. I'm like, ma'am. I'm like, I haven't been able to fit on like 6 of these today. She goes, You'll fit. Go. Okay. I get up there. It's a double seat belt instead of just one. So it's two that come out to the sides. It came over my shoulders. It clicked once, like one solid click. I'm like, okay. And I reached down, grabbed them, strapped them in, and it click, click. I'm like, guy walked by. He pulled on both straps. He goes, good. He pulled on the thing. He goes, can you click it one more time? I'm like, I can try. Like, you have to push. He goes, okay. He started pushing. It wasn't moving. He goes, okay, you'll be good.
There you go.
It was a cool ride.
Nice.
It was awesome. I felt finally included. So, but I know the reason why I don't fit. I'm a fat ass on most of them.
Big bones.
That's the
big bones.
That's what my grandfather told me the whole time, as he's 6'4". But so think about the guys that are like 6'5", 6'6", but like built normal. They can't fit in there either, because there's only so much up and down room in the seat before it folds over.
Yeah.
So it's like. I get that you get the majority of range of people on those, but for the bigger guys, whether you're bigger here or bigger up, it's like, or if you're both, you're really screwed. So, but I don't know. It felt like I felt like as disappointed as I'd made Kate most of the day, because she wouldn't eat. I couldn't force her to get on it, even though I told her it was fine because I couldn't get on it. She still wouldn't. She wouldn't let me because she loves me, I guess.
You guess.
She does. So, but yeah, it was just like, that was one of the things. And she, just seeing the excitement in her face, I was like, okay, I'm like,
here we go.
I wanted to make her day. And that made me really happy. And then, so we went, as we're leaving, we did the little tour thing about how they make chocolate and where they get stuff delivered and everything. And that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And then we, bought some candy while we were there. And then as we're leaving, a monsoon hit.
Oof, perfect
and
timing.
Me, because I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight because I got the wedding coming up. I parked far away in the parking lot thinking, let's get some extra steps in today. After walking 10 miles through the park, yeah.
I bet Kate
we were
was
back.
thrilled.
We were back to the drowned rat look when I got into bringing the drowned rat back.
Oh man!
Yeah. So she was smart. She had a jacket. She had a hood. She had everything. Me, I'm just sitting there in one of my fishing shirts. You know me. You know what I was wearing. You could have guessed what I was wearing.
Yeah, Huck shirt.
Yep, Huck
shorts,
shirt, regular shorts. Yep. Now I did wear tennis shoes because I knew we were going to be walking a ton.
Yeah.
So I wore some some Under Armour.
Those dudes, if you're walking around for a long time,
you're screwed.
Don't advise.
Yeah. No, you'll have blisters this big at the bottom of your feet by the end of the day. Yeah, they're not good for long distances.
No.
At all. So, but no, it ended up being a really fun day. Like the guy who kind of set everything up, he's got season passes. So he was telling us, he goes, the water park's awesome. He goes, we'll have to do like a 2-day thing with the water park. He goes, you stay at the hotel up here. So we did really quick. We did the ride where you go all the way up in the tower and then it spins and you get to kind of see the whole city.
Oh, cool.
Dude, it just, granted, we were 250 feet in the air and everything looks cleaner from there, but it looked like just one of the cleanest little towns. Like, you know what I mean? Like you see in, one of them old time shows and everything. And it's like, people, like everyone there is obviously, like if you're there, odds are you work for Hershey or you work at Hershey or you work at the park. So, but just like the little towns, the little houses and everything there, it was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it ended up being a fun trip. We got home a little late. And then, so the night before by the way, don't recommend going out drinking the night before.
Yeah, probably not a great idea before you go ride roller coasters.
Yeah, then only getting 5 hours of sleep and then going to ride roller coasters and then coming back home. And then, of course, my son, who had been sleeping 8, 9, 10 hours every single night now for 3 weeks, decides that on Sunday morning he wanted to get up at 4:45.
Mother's Day. He wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to Kate.
Surprise. Yeah, guess who didn't wake up?
Kate.
She slept right through it.
As she should. It was Mother's Day.
No, I know. Like I woke up and he wasn't crying. He wasn't screaming. He was like, he's starting to babble a lot more. He was just doing that like by himself. Just, like it's all I was hearing like every couple minutes. So I'm like, all right,
I guess I'm up now.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I guess he's not falling back to sleep. Because sometimes he'll do it and then he'll go right back to sleep, but he wouldn't go back to sleep. So, but it was easy baby. Once again, easy baby. 4:45, got up, changed him, put him in his crib, put the little singing circle thing on, went downstairs, made the bottle, came back up. He was passed back out by 5:20 after eating the bottle and didn't wake up again until after 8.
Nice.
Yep. So I used that time. That's. We'll
Is that your me time?
That's no. That's the dad moment of the week that I'm going to get into. So do you want to? Are we getting into that? Do we have
let's
anything
go.
else?
I don't have anything else.
I'll jump right into that. So my dad moment of the week was was the Mother's Day setup. It was having to get up at 4:45 so she could sleep in on Mother's Day because she deserves it, and putting him back to sleep by 5:20, going downstairs, setting the table up with all her, because this is her first Mother's Day, setting the table up with her first Mother's Day gifts and everything. I got her a custom blanket with his pictures on it and everything that said Happy Mother's Day. I got her and him she got a t-shirt and him a matching onesie that said, this is my first Mother's Day and all that kind of stuff. And
good
then
job.
I got her, I did pretty good. And then I got her a picture frame that said my first Mother's Day, and it had a mama giraffe and her favorite animal is a giraffe. Had that on there, and I had a picture of her holding him that we got done professionally printed out to be able to cut it up and put it in the picture frame. That way it was ready to go. Yeah, I thought it did pretty good. So got all that set up and everything like that. So I was done that by about 6:30. So then I went back up and I got in bed, and I felt we all woke up at like 8 o'clock, and then at 8 o'clock, I got up. I said, "What do you want from Dunkin'? I'll go get you coffee and a little bit of breakfast," because we were having family over, so we didn't really have food at the house. So went and got her breakfast. I had to pick up 5 bouquets of flowers. My mom, my sister-in-law, her mom, her, and her sister, all moms. So yeah, but it ended up that was my dad moment. Was that instead of me just going back to sleep, I got everything ready for her for when she woke up that morning because she deserves it.
Yep.
So thought it was that was my good dad moment of the week.
Yeah, mine is shout out to all the moms.
There you go.
They kill it.
They do.
They
do. They do. And that's we're expected to get it right. What, a handful of days a year the dads are.
They got 364. We got 1.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
But no, I mean, yeah. Shout out to my wife. She kills it. We've got a crazy bunch. You got
a fun bunch.
Yes, we do. Fun bunch. She does a great job. She's a great mom.
Wrangling them all in.
And yesterday we just had a real nice, low-key kind of day.
Those are the best.
It was awesome. Got her some flowers, and we did, steaks for dinner.
There you go.
We tried to do crab cakes, but I fucked that up.
Oh, no.
So
how expensive that is.
So I went to Costco. We went to Costco over the weekend. Okay. Costco's normally where I get all my crab meat.
Okay.
So
all right.
Costco not selling crab meat this weekend. Didn't see it. So I got it from Giant. Okay. And damn me for trying to be $2 cheaper. I didn't buy the Phillips crab meat. I bought the one below that. It was jumbo lump. But one of them had to be rotten. Ooh. Because when we opened it, it smelled so bad. It stunk up the whole house. Still made them. I took the first bite. I was so disappointed. I know it's not my day.
The smell is the giveaway. You should have ran right back up to the store and just held it under the seafood guy's face.
Yeah,
you just sold me this.
So that was
that. It's not hard anymore. It's not hard for it to a lot of that stuff comes frozen or in really chilled, and then they sit it out almost all day. And if it's done that more than once, then it's going to get that sour. As soon as you get hit with that sour smell, immediately no, because you'll get sick almost instantly. Luckily enough, you did crab cakes.
We cooked them.
My fat ass, I eat it raw.
Dude, I thought about it. I thought about it while it was there after we mixed it up. I'm like, oh man, I want to.
Yep.
But something about that smell is telling me I shouldn't.
Yeah. No. And I don't think you did the wrong thing by going with I don't want to say off-brand, but the other brand other than Phillips. Yeah. But it's just you just happen to catch a bad batch. I really do think so.
It happens. And it's been a long time since I've had some crab meat. So I was like, I'm really looking forward to that.
Crab cakes. Oh, yeah.
Not my day.
Yeah.
It was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And probably that was Alyssa's not she doesn't love crab. She likes crab meat.
Sure.
And crab cakes and crabs.
Yeah.
She would definitely rather have a crab than a crab cake.
Oh, okay.
But I'm probably the opposite way because crabs take forever. I do enjoy picking crabs and eating the crab. I think it tastes better. but it just takes so long.
Something about a good crab.
And my fingers, yeah.
It's something about. Now, are you a broil guy or are you a fried guy?
How do I? That's a conversation.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
I think I'm a fried guy.
I'm a broiled guy. I've had them.
I like them both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah. You stick either one of those in front of me,
right?
It will not last there very long.
Yeah. So I've had them both, and I've been leaning towards the fried side.
Okay.
Lately.
Okay. All right.
But I go back and forth. But right now I'm a fried guy.
Yeah. So I grew up. My grandfather fried them every single time, and when I would go to a restaurant, I would get them fried.
Mm-hmm.
They would torch the shit out of them, and it threw me off. Like the way my grandfather made crab cakes, my parents have tried so many times, and like it tastes very similar, but it's just not quite it.
My mom makes a mean crab cake.
Yeah.
So does Alyssa. Alyssa does very good. Yeah.
But it's just, and then I started. So at restaurants, I started getting them broiled, and it was, I don't know, it had that little bit better taste. So we'll have to talk about our top 3 crab cake spots.
I can go for that right now. You want to? I mean, I've got one in mind. That's the only place I really ever get a crab cake from.
Where? What do you got?
Dutch's Daughter in Frederick.
Okay. That's right. You're all the way up in Western Maryland. Okay.
I've never been to Jimmy's Seafood. I'd like.
We gotta take a trip. We gotta take. It's 35 minutes from here. Well, no, it might be a little longer now.
Yeah.
Now that the bridge is down, we have to go through the tunnel.
True.
But we got to do a day trip there just to go up, have a couple drinks, stuff like that. You know what would be cool to do? If we can't if we don't want to go to a day Orioles game one day, but we want to watch
just go to Jimmy's.
Just go to Jimmy's. Yeah, they have happy hours almost every Orioles day game.
Dude,
Yep.
That sounds amazing.
Get some crab cakes from there. Yep, they got good sushi. I've yet to have a bad meal from Jimmy's.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, Jimmy's is up there. You got G&M's crab cakes.
Yeah, G&M is good.
Yep, and then you got
which a lot of people will say G&M is the best place to get a crab cake.
Essentially, yes, you hear that
a
lot.
Yeah. I disagree.
Well,
I think it's very good.
I haven't
I
had the Dutch's place before.
Yeah.
So I can't speak on that. Hence, like you can't speak on Jimmy's. You've heard Jimmy's is great.
Yeah.
But you've never had it. So,
exactly.
and I've heard of your place before because you recommended it when I was up there for a wedding one time.
Yep.
So, and we walked in and we were severely out of place with what we were
wearing.
Underdressed. Yeah. A little underdressed. So we did turn around there. But anyway, I would like to try that place too sometime soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jimmy's has got to be a go-to. G&M's. The only reason I say G&M's is because we would drive from the city where I grew up out to G&M's just to get crab cakes.
Did you ever go to Gunnings?
Yes. Yeah.
That was my...
Yeah.
But it's been closed for probably, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, quite some time.
That was... My parents loved that place, and we used to go there all the time.
That was a good one.
And their cream of crab soup.
Oh, don't get me started on a good cream of crab soup.
I feel like we could have this conversation.
Maryland crab soup or cream of crab soup?
Cream of crab soup.
Every day.
Yeah.
Don't even start with that.
Why do I want the vegetables?
Don't even. No. That's like when someone brings it, oh, it's dessert. No, it's fruit. That's not dessert. Get that shit out of my face. No, if it ain't chocolate, vanilla, or covered, get away from me. No. Anyway, sorry. Another rant. Another total rant I could go off on.
Yeah, I loved Gunnings. I wish that place was still around.
There's a place. So you got Papa's in Glen Burnie.
Okay.
Which also has really good crab cakes.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say they're second tier crab cakes. And then another joint right down the road in Glen Burnie on Ritchie Highway. It's called Romano's. It's an Italian joint. They have I swear they must have the same owner, because if I got you a crab cake from G&M's and I got the same exact order from Romano's, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling like there's similar ownership or similar cooks used to be there at the same, or something is exactly the same, but essentially it would be almost impossible to tell the difference. And they come out like softballs.
Yeah.
Like they're the big giant ones that come out. Yeah.
Love a good crab cake.
So good. So good. But yeah,
we'll have to do that sometime. And just
in the words of Doc Holliday, say when. Say when.
So, yeah. But then Mother's Day, we were just hanging around.
Chill weekend.
Just hung out. We put mulch down yesterday, which I was down on my hands and knees getting all the weeds out of the Dude, my hamstrings and my butt.
Oh, I bet you're hurting.
I ran a marathon.
Yeah, my calves and my feet hurt from walking around the park. So I'm semi with you there.
But good Mother's Day. We got a lot of relaxing. Celebrated.
That's
Alyssa,
what it should be about.
So,
like actually take a Sunday and just chill and do nothing.
That's what she wanted.
Eat some good food, chill around the house. Don't worry about having to be here, having to go there, having to do this, having to just have some family over, stuff like that. Just hang. So ours, her family came over first. They came over around 11:30. They left at around 2:30, 3 o'clock. We packed Doc up. We drove over to my parents, hung out there till about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And it's not like they live now. Let me put it in perspective. My parents lived 7 minutes away, so it's not like we were driving to the other side of Maryland. They literally lived 7 minutes away. So we got there, and my father had cooked some stuff up on the grill, and that's what we ate.
There you go.
Yep. So, but yeah, just it was definitely a chill Sunday, and then when we got back home, she started cleaning a little bit because we were gone all weekend, and then she didn't get to get done what she wanted to get done. So I got some clothes rolling, and she did a little bit of cleaning, but other than that, we didn't do too much.
Nice.
So then we got Doc right back on the schedule.
There you go.
9:45.
Dude, keep that schedule.
Dude, I'm telling you.
And it will pay dividends.
Yep, put him out at 9:45. He had ate a whole bottle, passed out at 9:45. Had to wake him up 6:30 this morning.
There you go.
To go to daycare. Yep.
It's a way to do it. You got anything else?
Yep. That's it, man. I'm good for this week. That's bet on your horses, bet on your NBA games, bet on the PGA Championship.
Yeah, if you've got any ponies you think we should bet on, let us know. If you know something we don't.
Yeah, text us, and I'll be sure to leave you on red. I'll trust you.
But like, share, subscribe.
Yes, please.
All of it.
Still trying to get to 50. We keep floating around, we keep bumping up, and then we'll lose one or something. I don't know if that's.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We're
people
close.
Accidentally hitting subscribe as they're scrolling through. So, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting it rolling. Like I said, we're trying to stay as consistent as possible. I know we keep bouncing around days. That's been my fault. I take hand up accountability on that one. I take full blame. So, but this week we were able to get the Monday shoot done. So hopefully posted by tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest. We'll pull a couple clips for some shorts.
Yep.
And then we'll go from there.
There we go. Well, we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks again for watching.
Yep. Click.
Yeah, let's see if the button actually works. We should take prop bets on that.
I'm always going to go no.